Hello StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between Barcode and Polt on Prion Terraces. In the top left side of the map, we have the red Protoss player. It is Barcode. And in the bottom right side of the map, we have the blue Terran player. It is Polt. So PvT for you guys today. For those of you who are fans of that matchup, I know there are a few of you. And I hope you're excited about this matchup because I am too. Alright, so Prion Terraces. A while ago, they moved this gold base from here to here because people are complaining about imbalance related to Zerg. Ever since they did that, the complaints have stopped, so I assume they did the right thing. Okie doke, looks like a Reaper expand coming out of here for Polt. Has the gas coming up, has the barracks on the way. And Barcode himself is going for a gateway expand. Again, the one gas and the gateway being a nice tell as far as how things will go that way. So again, Protoss versus Terran. Liberator is very good in this matchup. If Polt can make good use of Liberators, I wouldn't be surprised to see him take a win here. Just because if your Stalker control isn't good and you walk through those circles of death, you just get absolutely eaten. But Blink Stalkers, if they are brave, they can come there underneath the Liberators, find good angles to attack them, snipe them down with their attack upgrades, and have a happy day. So yep, there goes the Nexus or the Gateway expand. Gateway coming up, expansion on the way. And I have to assume Polt is planning on getting his expansion too. He does have about 400 minerals here. And yep, made a Reaper first, and then he's going to save up the rest of his minerals to get that 400 to get that second command center. The SCV heading on out, the probe heading on out too. The probe actually doing a bit of a U-turn here, heading back to see maybe check for proxies. I guess maybe he's been proxy raxed before on this map. Like a double rax Reaper opening would be pretty devastating actually. They hop up here, try to kill your stuff. So I don't really blame a Barcode for checking that out. The SCV comes on in to see what it can see. Not going to see anything too crazy. There's a Cybernetics core on the way. Double Assimilator coming up for Polt 2. And yes, there's that expansion I was talking about. Moving immediately into a reactor. So maybe going for more and more Reapers, but more likely just going to be Marines. Marines very good in the early game. They are good against Adepts now that Adepts were nerfed. They're good against Stalkers. And so anything that comes your way can usually be handled with Marines, especially if you want to do something with about the Mothership Core. Marines are just fantastic that way in an aggressive position. Reaper popping right on in here. Mothership Core ready to rock though. KD8 charge tossed on down and boom, knocking those probes back, trying to get one focus. No, good micro. Good micro by Barcode, sending him back to the safety of that mineral line. And the Reaper is forced to retreat. Excellent reaction time there by Barcode, red player. And yes, the reason he did this is because he loves his probes. He loves all of his probes as though they were his children. And as such, he wants to make sure that none of them die. Probe checking for a third base by Polt. Nah, no such thing. Just going to sit here on 2 for a while. Healed up by the combat drugs is the Reaper. Going to spin around here so he can kill more workers. There's really nothing defending this area. Oh, nope, there is an Adept. Or there was an Adept. Are you going to get... No, canceling the psionic transfer. The Adept patrolling back and forth. The Reaper not quite able to get up here. In this position of the map, has to pop up here, go up the ramp, or pop up here. And the Adept can cover that fairly well. The Adept moving out, but the Reaper, no, playing mind games here is Polt. Oh, no, moves on out there. Meanwhile, oh, we have some forward pylons being tossed down here by our Barcode player with the Mothership Core. Going to try to double photon overcharge this thing and see what can be done. The Reaper heading back home to see what can happen, but I think these Marines have it. 4 Marines, good stutter step by Polt, and going to take it out. Oh, does take out the Mothership, forcing cancels on those, on those pylons as the probe gets killed by this Reaper. And that's the end of that. Great control by Polt. Good stutter step micro. I think in the end the Mothership Core tried to recall herself home, but unfortunately wasn't able to do it. Polt took it down at the last second, as that spell does take a couple seconds to happen. And that was it. So good attempt by Barcode. Didn't quite work out for him. Getting Blink on the way, replacing that Mothership Core. Meanwhile, on the Terran side of things, we have a barracks on the way, a medevac, a couple SCVs, some Marines, Stim being researched as well, and this guy just being super active. 345 APM right now for Polt. Another KD8 charge knocking on back here. Can he get some more kills? No. Mothership Core comes out to chase him away. Income tab, 40 to 36 workers. That not the overcharge, the Chrono Boost being used to great effort and great effectiveness by Barcode. Again, oh no, pops up in the area where there happens to be an Adept and a Stalker. That Reaper does get destroyed. But a drop by Polt, heading on up. Those look like all Marines, and they are definitely all Marines there. Medevac, or barracks making more and more of those Marines. Marauders coming out too. Just really standard stuff as far as Polt is concerned. He's actually temporarily supply blocked here. That is fairly surprising. He's making a supply depot, but not really worried about it otherwise. Maybe he's got that timing down. Here come the Marines marching on in. Do they have stim yet? No! They are going to force a cancel. There it is. Forcing a cancel on that gateway. Going to try to take down this pylon. Photon overcharge comes up, though. Does get a couple shots on that medevac, but does get chased away before the Stalkers have a chance to get in there and take it down. They don't have blink either. So their base defense was a little bit gimped there. If you have blink, it's so much easier to move out, try to snipe down those medevacs as they're running away. That's a good move that Protoss players really should all learn. And there's that third Nexus coming up from Barcode. So a little bit earlier compared to his opponent, Polt. Polt is sticking on 2 bases for the time being, has a lot of Marines and a couple Marauders, has stim, has some medevacs for that heal. It's just a composition we've been seeing since the beginning of time with StarCraft 2. Looks like these two groups are going to meet up and maybe go for a frontal assault. I like the observer positioning here by Barcode. How many? 3 observers. So 3 observers, an adept, and 10 stalkers is exactly what Barcode has. And yeah, this group just moving on up. Going to try to do an attack on the main base. Heading back are all these stalkers, though. They see what? What do they see? Oh yeah, this observer's in a great position to see everything that comes out of Polt's base. I guess that's a good reason to have a lot of observers. It really can't hurt in the long run here. So these guys, any upgrades at all? I don't think they have any upgrades at all, but it's on the way. +1 infantry weapons coming up, but it won't be here in time for this drop. And here it is. Medevacs trying to drop on in here into the main base. The Stalkers ready to rock, though, with blink too. And are they going to blink? Oh, they're going to try to take down one of the medevacs. One medevac dies immediately, and trying to take down everybody else using good blink micro, moving these guys to the back, but actually out of the battle entirely. I don't know if you want to do that. You actually do want them to be engaging fully. I think he could have won that fight. I think Barcode had that thing. He was just worried about his very, very low health Stalkers. Another warp in comes to assist, but in the meantime, Polt is going to back the heck on out of there. It's 102 to 98 total supply, 55 to 42 workers. Barcode playing well, man. Barcode looking good in this. There's that third base coming down for Polt, choosing to take the non-gold base here, whereas Barcode took this one. I like the placement of the cannon just to help with drops and whatnot, because I think there's going to be a drop heading up along this left side soon enough. Checking for additional bases. Another drop up here by Polt, but a big warp in of Adepts. Going to try to hold it, and nope, they're backing on out for the safety of the Stalkers. Losing a pylon, I think that's okay. Meanwhile, an attack up here, though, is utterly undefended. Once that cannon is gone, Stalkers trying to help with that. Adepts trying to chase these guys out. They do. They do chase it out. A blink forward getting, oh man, taking care of those medevacs, and everybody else here is going to die. Again, the upgrades are good. That +1 attack has finished. No such attacks have been upgraded yet for Barcode, but again, I think he just had numbers. Stalkers were a great composition there. Warp Prism running around being chased by this Marine who gets absolutely murdered at the base of the ramp by the particle disruptors coming from those Stalkers, and everybody takes a deep breath. Production tab, another Starport Fusion Core. I think that's for the upgrade for the Liberator Defender mode, increasing that range by 4, which is a really, really, really good upgrade. Allows you to do a lot more harassment-wise, although Bolt hasn't done much harassment with Liberators. I'm not sure if he's planning on doing that later on, as it just gets harder and harder to do later on in the game as the Protoss player tends to have air units or a lot of Stalkers. But no, actually going for a Templar Archives, not getting a Stargate. Surprisingly here. Oh, Warp Prism, focus down. Yes, does get the Warp Prism. Nice pickup by Polt there. 119 to 117 total supply. Oh, dodging. What a blink. What a dodged blink there on that Widow Mine. The Widow Mine is a projectile. So if it's in the air and you blink out of the way, it doesn't hit anything. It is a brilliant play. Not many players can do that, so I'm impressed, actually. Over 260 APM right now for Barcode. Push on up again here. Nice concave, but there are a lot of Marauders in here now. That Marauder count has increased immensely. 11 Marauders with +1 attack and stim. And concussive, nope, no concussive shell. And not being upgraded either. Polt, I don't think, is worrying about that too much, which is fairly surprising. There's that +1 armor on the way for Barcode. And here come the Adepts. Are they going to finish on top of everything? No, there's the cancel. There's the cancel. Actually got a stim out of Polt. Wow, mind gamed him just a little bit there. Did force a stim off. Polt thought for sure that was going to finish, and then it wasn't. And just taking a little bit more energy off of those medevacs every time it happens. And the Adepts are, yes, the Adepts get right on top of everything here. The Stalkers coming in too, trying to snipe down what they can. Are they focusing on the Liberators? Not really at this point. I don't know if it's going to work out for him. No, he retreats. He leaves the Adepts to their doom. And the Stalkers get on out of there. Nice scan to take out the Observer too. Well done. But man, those Liberators hitting hard, hitting for 85 damage, single target, using these little targeting lasers to see what they need to do. Fourth base on the way for Barcode. 102 to 139 total supply. What? That went a lot worse for Barcode than I expected, man. Okay, Adepts in, +1/+1 has finished on these Stalkers, getting some Templar with Storm. Storm very, very good against bio units, unless the Terran player is incredible at splitting, which I have been told Polt is. Marine heading on up to scout things out. What is he going to see? He's going to see the position of the army, possibly? I don't know. I'm going to force a cancel on that base. That's a lot of DPS on there. Barcode, yep. Oh, it doesn't even cancel it. He just straight loses it. Oh, no. Oh, no, Barcode. You can do this thing. I believe in you. Armory on the way. Widow Mines on the way. More Liberators. More Marauders coming up, too. And, yes, there's an Adept attempted run by. Nice lift of those buildings, though. The Adepts do get picked up and escape. They get out of there for Barcode and actually forcing Polt back just a little bit. He doesn't want to be caught with his pants down and lose a lot of stuff to those Adepts. He does have a small group of units back here to defend against that. Throwing up a forward command center. I'm not sure if that's going to be for additional mules or for a planetary fortress, but based on the positioning, I assume that's going to be for a command center or for additional mules on those orbital commands. Liberators, wow. That's a lot of Liberators, and that's a dead Warp Prism. The Adepts are Psionic transferring their way on home here. Widow Mines set up. Marine patrolling back and forth. Great map awareness right now by Polt. Adept versus Marine, though. Adept's going to win that one, even with the nerf to the Adept. Very easily handles that. Adept's heading on back home, replanting this fourth base. Here is Barcode, and here comes Polt. He's got another push, heading on up. +1/+1 has finished. +2/+2 on the way. Not going to be here anytime soon, but he does have it, which is nice. Liberators, any upgrades? Nope. No armor upgrades there either. +2 ground armor. Going to finish here for Protoss, which is nice. But look at all these Liberator circles. There's so many just creeping forward, sieging forward. Here's round 2. Going for it here. And the Templar. Did the Templar just get evaporated? There was a nice storm trying to blink on up with the Blink Stalkers. Immortal trying to do what they can, trying to snipe down every one of those Liberators. But no, a little bit overstim, but a nice storm dodge there from Polt. This siege position looking very good. Having to go way around the outside to deal with it. Staying inside the circles of death is Polt. Ooh, and blinking around, going for it, trying to blink on and take these Liberators on out. But while you're focusing on those, you're getting shot in the face. And there's another drop up here. The main base is under complete lockdown right now. Polt has that thing. A lot of dead Liberators, but the army is enough to kill a bunch of workers. He might win this battle, but this one is not looking good. Losing gateways. 1 gateway. 2 gateways, losing pylons, trying to run for their lives, and they do. Polt manages to get the heck on out of there, but this does not look good at all. Taking down the pylons, just absolutely volley after volley onto this Nexus. Is there enough to save it? The Adepts, I don't think it is. The Nexus does fall, and the Adepts get killed anyway here. The medevac healing is too much. Adepts trying to come in, Stalkers trying to come in, Immortals too. Might be able to win this thing, but amazing stutter step micro going on from Polt, picking up, running out, and only loses one of his medevacs. Only loses a medevac there. 103 to 135 total supply there. Coming back to the dead air behind that main base. They might try to come back in. There are some nice juicy tech buildings they could pick off. Picking that off, picking that off, picking that off. Would be nice. So Barcode is basically stuck replacing his gateways, replacing his pylons. He just needs to go for it. Widow Mine shot, getting 2 kills there. Nice blast damage. Coming up the left side here is Polt, the army, going to go and try and meet them there as well. Income tab 48 to 46. Barcode still has the lead, but there's the drop in the main base, killing everything. A big attack this way. I think Barcode might have this, especially if you get some nice storms off, but that's it. A rage quit. A rage quit from Barcode. Polt is victorious, and Barcode has left the game. Yeah, just too many places at once was Polt. This army was almost enough to handle this by itself, especially with +2 finishing, right now, virtually now. That would have been enough, I think. But again, just even cutting these guys away, giving this army enough time to destroy the Cyber Core, to destroy the Twilight Council and this robotics facility, Barcode would have been having to rebuild his entire tech tree at that point. And where Polt is on 4 bases now, essentially mining from 2 gold bases and 2 regular bases, it's not great. It's not a good outcome in the long run. So we tapped out, did Barcode, but it was a valiant effort. It really was. And that's it from me. So this has been Falcon Paladin with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit the subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter and Facebook, both at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.